Hey, 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 this is the boat doctor here. Oop, what was that? Spooky. Hey, might get a break. Just enough to run this out. Hey, anyway, nice package, just like I thought. A nice big flare V up front. Helps that water keep going off to the side instead of coming at you. Plus it gives a smooth ride. You don't get that bounce. Don't get me wrong, a heavy wind, yeah, you can get a little blowage. But then you can do a bow mount if you ever wanted to keep that front end straight. That 50 is a perfect motor for this. Very quiet, very fuel efficient, plenty of speed, good water flow. So on these are fuel injected. It's running on a portable tank. Our tank, I was told, so hopefully that's non-ethanol in there. You don't have to run non-ethanol, but for this motor, it doesn't take any gas anyway. So I would probably say just stick with the non-ethanol, still add Startron to it, that fuel additive. That way, you know, if a year or 2 years went by, you'd be okay. But if you run the regular 87 octane, definitely use Startron and try to start it up every 3 months. But if you use the Startron, you got probably a 70% chance everything's going to be okay. But after a year, it's going to start breaking down. Okay, what I would do if you're going to store it away, you don't want to run these out of fuel, but I'd run the last tank, which ain't going to be much. It's like a 3.5 gallon tank or so. Run that through the whole system of non-ethanol when you put it away. That way it gets through the motor into the fuel lines. When you fire it up, just squeeze all the gas out of that primer bulb, this line here in the primer bulb, disconnect it, pour it in a glass jar, let it sit and see if there's any water in it. If not, you're good to go for the year. Okay, so then all you do is on here, you just turn the key right there, good water flow. Take a video, see how you got just a little shake, that's normal. But if that motor was doing boom, 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 like that, 10 to 1, you probably got water in it. That I can get out. That's pretty easy. Particles are hard to get out. You almost have to do a carb or injector and GSC job. So I take a video just to see how quiet it is in the water flow. So a month down the road, you may hear things you didn't hear when you first got it, or you say, well, that thing feeds water faster than it did. You can go back and look and say, no, that's normal, that's normal. Okay, so look, I got a little break, it looks like. Yeah, look at that. So I shouldn't get too wet. It just had a little downpour a second ago. So anyway, hey, I'm gonna have the whole bay. Hey, good job, you fishing guys out there. I mean, you worked your tails off. They worked like 81 days or more straight without a day off. So now I'll get my boat ramp back. Don't have to worry about all the cars, because everybody now is going to probably go over to O'Halloran's for crabbing and bottom fishing, so there won't be that much action over here. The only reason I come over here is because of the bigger boats, and like say if the tide changes, no matter what the wind's doing, I can always get back in over here. The other one, if it's low tide, I got a bigger boat and they only have one ramp, so it could get tricky. So anyway, and I have to do it by myself. So here's slow speeds. This is what I do, is I'll take off slow, kind of reach at 500 RPMs every time I do it. Sits up real good. I'm going to trim up the motor now that I'm going, give it a little bit more gas, trim it up, a little bit more gas, give it a little more gas, open it up, trim up, get that front end up before it porpoises. This thing goes very quiet. Like if I bring this back, I'm going to trim it down now. Just don't trim it until you bring this thing down. I noticed it was starting to dive. Then trim it down as you're almost stopped. It's down now, listen to that. You can hear barely even hear that baby running. So always maybe listen real close before you hit the key again. So then what I do is then I do a quick out of the hole shot to see what it does. 1001, 1002, yeah, see about 3 seconds tops to get it up on top. That's really good. I have a 4-second rule, which is good. Anything under that's excellent. So then if you want it up faster, you hit this and then you just turn like this. 2 seconds. The boat's playing. Then I trim as I'm going now, as I'm giving it full throttle. That's good. Oh, there just went a jack jumping right there. So if nothing else, the guy back or two. So don't trim this, bring the throttle down, then trim it down. I mean, you can do it the other way, but you'll notice it diving on you. So other than that, hey, you're gonna love it. No water coming in through the back. They did a really good job. I think that was Steve that did this, right up the street. I forgot his name of his business again. He does really good work. Yeah, he had that whole splash well put in. Good job. Anyway, you're gonna like it. This is a boat doctor out. I said, ow.